Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Don.
So I have this big edit request. I have a group photo. I need some faces swapped. I need a person moved in closer. I need to add a person in. Could you help me with that?
No. No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to. You should have got it right in camera.
I know.
But what happens when you don't get it right in camera?
I know.
Or what if you got it right in camera and they still want something changed? What do we do?
We gotta fix it.
So this episode is going to be about difficult edits.
Yes. So I would say, for the most part, you and I shoot in such a way that we are not spending much time editing.
Correct.
Like, we're editing to kind of like put our spin on things and to cull out bad stuff. But we don't shoot in such a way where we intend to spend 15 minutes per image to like craft it to be exactly what we want.
Yes.
We're pretty much shooting it correct in camera.
Hopefully. No, but you're right.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of joke that sometimes my Photoshop skills have like atrophy. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes I forget because I just don't use it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really don't either. I mean, that's like one of the things we've always talked about with using off-camera lighting. It eliminates a lot of, you don't have to worry about color cast from the sunlight bouncing off the grass and turning people green. You don't have to worry about like enhancing contrast because the sky is blown out. Like,
And even Lightroom covers so many things about that now too, what it can do. So
yeah, if I have just little things to remove, the like remove brush does a pretty good job in Lightroom now. However, there are occasionally things that come up that forces us to use Photoshop again.
And we're going to show you two examples today.
Yes.
One that Dawn did and one that I did.
Yes.
And how drastically different they were.
Yeah, we probably still spent the same amount of time on them.
You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. So mine was a group photo for a family. And the family was intending to print this quite large on a canvas for a wall in their home. And so they really wanted this particular image to be like picture perfect. And, we had teenagers in the picture who were as cooperative as teenagers will be. Yeah.
Yep.
And so one of the siblings was spaced a little bit too far out from the family, despite having been asked, like, can you scoot in a little closer?
Is that all their kids, by the way?
Yes, they have 8.
The real heroes.
Yeah. And, this was on vacation, and this was at the end of vacation, on the end of a long day. Like,
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's Florida.
yeah, this was back in the end of April, I think. So we're already at, like, peak heat. Plus,
That looks like 3 o'clock sun if I've ever seen one.
their great-grandmother was also on the trip. So we had already done 30 minutes at the rental house with great-grandma because she wasn't going to be able to make it to this location. So, like, it's still a pretty photo, but Mom said, hey, is there any way you can reduce the space between my two sons in the right of the image?
Right.
And at first I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I sat down and then I was like,
Wait.
problem. And it's kind of like what you were talking about, like with my brain just kind of atrophying on the process to go through something like that. Because a lot of times if I have to do something in Photoshop now, it's just like select it, generative, fix,
Done.
But this was not something I could use like the generative AI to fix, because when I tried to, first off, I must be the world's worst person at determining what prompt to use to fix something, because I never get
It's because you're old.
what
That's
I want.
why.
I guess I have not mastered like how to talk.
The
to
camera
Photoshop.
looks at you and is like, nah, she doesn't know what she's doing.
But I did try just like selecting that person and moving them over, or selecting the space between them and removing it. But then the generative AI kept like putting a new person there, like an entirely new person.
I did not create that human. I don't know who that is.
No. And that's not what we wanted to do. So it took me 3 days, not actively sitting on my computer, but just like it running in the back of my head before I came to the conclusion of how I needed to do this. So, now I should also say, like, I have never had actual training in Photoshop. My training came mostly from being at Disney and asking whoever was in the room, like, hey, how do I do this? And then they would sit down and show me, and then I would fix it. So lots of hours of like photoshopping cranes out of Magic Kingdom picture, or cranes out of I remember learning how to use layers when there were cranes at the boardwalk for something. And I had to like take a copy from like one of the roof areas that wasn't impacted by the crane and move it over and
flip it.
So anyway, so I finally realized what I needed to do was make a duplicate layer. Take the person that was out on the end, remove them from the layer, and rebuild what's behind him.
Right.
Which is what I did in this layer. So, and that I did use generative AI to remove him and create the space behind him. Because that was the other thing. Like, my first thought was, oh, I'll just grab him and move him over. But that left a hole, and I don't know why I was having such a hard time figuring out what to do about the hole. But, so now I have a clean background behind where he would be. And then I bring back in my duplicate layer.
I'm glad to get rid of him.
So I can select him now and have him be on his own layer from here. And then just basically took him and slid him over. And now I have removed that space. And then I needed to just kind of bring back in some of the person next to him so that it looked a little more natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I basically had to take some of this brother to bring it back so that the overlap didn't look funny.
Go back to the original real quick. And what's nice, well, I guess he's so close enough to know that like you didn't really have to mess with the shadow. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people would get tripped on the shadow. If he was further out, you would have to move the shadow in as well. Mm-hmm. But since it was so minimal, it doesn't.
You're right. I really should have moved it like an inch, but it's not something that's noticeable.
I didn't notice it at first.
Yeah, it's pretty close. But, still used generative AI for certain pieces of it. But then also just used like old school layers and masks.
Shout out.
And brushing.
Layers and masks, baby.
For the rest, yeah. And it was nice too because I didn't have to manually select people, right? Yeah. Like you can, when I had to select just this brother on the end, I was able to, select subject and then just brush away the rest of the family because he wasn't touching the rest of the family. So it was easy to just select like that, rather than like manually using like the magnetic lassoing or...
Which never works for me. I've seen people do it all the time. They're like, oh, look, one click, I got it. Mm-hmm. I know they're like an asshole, like constantly trying to bring it back. I'm like, no, come back.
I know. Well, and like right around his head would have been hard for that. And also right like between his shoulder and the water because the contrast gets so low. But... generative AI could find all the people. So that made that part easy for me. And then also, recreating what was behind him. I don't know if that's what it really looked like, but it's close enough.
You can't tell. Could have fooled me.
It's close enough. And since this was being blown up to like a 24 by 36, it had to be perfect.
Perfect.
Because it's going to be very large on their wall. So I had to really, I was in at, 400% checking every little
pixel,
bit.
Baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially, bring where I had to, overlap their feet. And then where I had to kind of slide part of his arm behind and bring this one forward again, making sure I didn't, leave any of that to chance that it got it right itself. So
did you have anyone look at it without... telling them? Because that's usually what I do. Is I present it to someone and say, do you notice anything about this photo? Mm-hmm. And when they go, because then they start looking, they're like, well, yeah, that cloud is kind of weird. And I'm like,
yeah.
Perfect.
Got it.
Yep.
I feel like I probably did. I actually had, this was from April, May. So it was, their shoot was at the very end of April. So it was getting edited in May. And then coming back for these additional edits for their prints. And May was super crazy insane month. So I had actually sent out the initial editing. So I do believe that this was sent to that editor because she had already seen all the photos and had been looking at them and going cross-eyed. And so we, because this job was tough too. There was some like sunburn. So some people's faces were pinker than others. And, you know, we had a lot to kind of work with on these images. So yeah, I think I had sent it to her to double check. But yeah, so that was my difficult edit that it took a few days for my brain to like process what to do.
Good thing you have a lot of RAM in there.
Yeah.
But it looks great.
So,
It looks real good.
yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out.
Now, what happens when they want them on the other side? He was fully like separated, right?
Yeah.
Like he was not touching the brother at all in the original?
Nope. I mean, his toe, a tiny
toe.
bit, but that could have been easily generated.
Then flip him,
So you got to select him, flip horizontal,
transform him.
slide. But see, that never quite
Do
works.
that live. Do it live. I want to see it.
Mess it up. Where's his layer? Let's see.
As none of you can see this right now because we're not actually
No,
screen recording this, but she's done an awful job.
I have not. There we go. So yeah, that was my edit. Please don't ask me to flip him horizontal and change him to the other side. Although I could. I think I could.
That would be the easiest thing.
I think so. You always think it's going to be easy though, but then like something looks
That's
weird.
fair.
I had another shoot from around this time that I had used generative AI on with too much like cavalier. I was not being as careful paying attention. And we were at one of the resorts down in Kissimmee or Davenport. And so there was like this nice, pretty kind of greenery area, but then just off past that was like a volleyball net. And a few of the people in the family wanted headshots. And so I would have like a few people, like let's say they were chasing after the ball, they would like come in behind them or something. And so I was using the remove tool in Lightroom to take the people out. And it was a little too close to the person's ear. So the mom messaged me after I delivered and was like, what the hell happened to his ear? And like one ear was normal and the other ear was like stuck out to the side and it was up 2 inches higher than the other one. And it was like bright pink. I don't know how I missed it. But since that had happened, I was like extra careful on this one.
This is kind of off topic, but I had a wedding last year where like one photo I was trying to color correct like reds. Like I was trying to bring reds down like in the bride's room or something. And it was a group photo like of all the bridesmaids. I think she had a bridesman too. And I did like a mask of selective color so I could just bring down the group. But whatever happened, like it grayed out one of the guys' faces. So like, you know, and I'm going so fast. So it's like they're all normal. And then like the guy has a gray face, like zero saturation. And I delivered it. I didn't see it because all the other ones looked fine. And then she was like, hey, what's wrong with this photo? And I was just like, oh my God, it must have corrupted. Let me resend you the correct one.
Oh,
It's like, I've never seen that before. Like it was
How
like gray
wild.
face, gray arms, just him.
Wow.
Whoops.
Whoopsies. Whoopsies.
We're all human, okay?
Yep. It happens. Things happen. All right. So what about you?
So let's look at mine. And I put it up here so we can see it just for reference.
Editing Dawn popping in here to say that the photo you are all seeing, if you're watching this in the video version, is not the same photo that I was looking at during the episode. Because Jacob picked the wrong slide photo to talk about. So if things don't seem to like perfectly match up to what he's saying, that's why. But the general gist of it all still flows. So we're going to keep it in.
So, backstory, this is a wedding you and I both shot at Kennedy Space Center in the Visitors Complex. So inside the where the Atlantis Space Shuttle is, they actually have a slide that kind of recreate what it's like to slide down the evacuation chute for astronauts. And they let our bride and groom go down it in their wedding attire.
So fun.
Yeah. So Dawn, we did it a couple of times.
Yeah, first time I was up at the top of the slide.
And I did some on the front and then some on the side. And this one specifically, I wanted to be on the side because I wanted to get them like profile coming down. Like I thought like I could see them just kind of like a blur. So Dawn stayed there at the bottom of getting the shot, and she got this incredible reaction. He's helping her up. She is just a poof of dress and smiling. And big fat Jacob is right here just completely blocking the shot. And I didn't want to crop it because I like his whole body there. And I'm like, you can see I'm just like paparazzi, like I'm right on her. Like I couldn't be more in the way. And I know you were probably like at the time like, Jacob, really?
See, the thing was though, I wasn't editing that job, so I didn't care.
But I meant when you shot it, like in the moment, you were probably like, really? You big bastard.
Just felt like a Jacob problem though.
Yeah. So I really like this photo. So I'm like, okay, I got to take myself out. This is going to be a difficult edit. As you can see, there are railings. It's dark. There's a lot of shadow. And I'm just behind this. So I took it into Photoshop and I tried everything Dawn just did times a million. I mean, I probably spent 3 to 4 hours on this thing, trying everything. Going from just a straight select and drag it, see if that would work. No. Okay, what if I start brushing in, or the stamp tool, anything, the clone tool, trying to like do small pieces, get the railing just right, and then maybe I can take out the rest. Some of it's black. I was like, let me just paint it black. Nothing would work. I know.
It's never really black though.
I know. I was still using the eyedropper tool to try to get something. Nothing I did worked. Then I went to AI generative fill in Photoshop. Just said, please remove it. Couldn't do it. Like it just made a Picasso of a, right? Amoebas and blobs everywhere. So I was just like, how am I going to do this? Or am I just going to end up cropping this vertical? I couldn't do it. So finally, in my last ditch effort, I took it. I already had it in Lightroom. So I went to Lightroom and I said, let me just try the generative remove in Lightroom. I select it, and in one little click, removed me instantly.
Wait, so Photoshop didn't work?
Correct.
But Lightroom did.
Correct. Damn. Now, I guess I could have probably tried to refresh it. You know how you can and let Photoshop or try again.
Try again, yeah.
But I was already spending hours on this thing, and I probably came back another day, and I saw it in Lightroom, and I said, let me just try it. So I selected me, and one click, this is what it gave me. It replaced those yellow railings, and even if you look, the shadows in the ground, it replaced, it fixed this blue column right there, because I'm right there. It took me out completely, and obviously the blue styrofoam cushy stuff was already there, but it fixed that completely, like kept that straight line, and then just made the rest of it black.
Wow. I mean, it is like a high contrast geometric situation that I can see how, but man.
Yeah. And that's the difference of today, though, where like you spent all that time and I still spent all that time. And in the end, it was just AI generative remove.
In Lightroom.
In Lightroom. Did that.
That's crazy. I thought it was Photoshop.
And so now I'm like, well, now I have to edit again. But if I did this, here's the thing though, if I took the same photo now, I bet you it would not.
I know. It's so temperamental.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing a series of photos and you think it's going to operate the same, like it does not. Mm-mm. It just makes up whatever it feels like.
So at that point, if I get one, I just delete I just zero. No, you're only getting one.
Well, you're going to get this, and then I'm going to make a duplicate in black and white, and then I'm going to make one more duplicate and crop it slightly differently.
Then I'll vertical crop it.
Look, multiple views of the same. Oh, man.
Pretty wild, though, right? Mm-hmm. So just again, you have this very hard one to do, and I had a very hard one to do, and yet 2 different ways.
Yeah. And let's just acknowledge the fact that like someone listening to this is going to be like, that wasn't hard at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And we acknowledge that, but this is not part of our regular workflow.
You can eat my butt then, because...
But it's not what, like, we put all the time and extra energy on the front end. This is not where we spend our time usually. Time
is money, and this is a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally.
Because we shoot more volume typically, like, we don't we're just not set up to spend hours.
Yeah. Because this would be for
post-production.
what you did right there should be for a single photo that you would do for like a marketing, for a commercial shoot. You're delivering one image. So you're spending all your time on that one image. You were delivering hundreds of images. This wedding delivered 1,000 images. I can't be spending that time on every single one. So get it right in camera.
Right.
And especially when I'm the cause of it.
Yep.
And my favorite part of this photo is my photos like coming down, but where I'm standing and photoing this, I didn't deliver any of those because she's behind me at this point. Like, what am I getting? So I should have gotten the F out of the way.
Right.
Once
but
I got
then you would
that,
have like flipped over that railing and
I could have come this way. It's just hilarious that like you got this great shot again and mine is pointless. But the shots coming down look cool, so those are in there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could have also chosen to just not deliver this at all, but I think it was worth the extra time.
yeah, but see, this reaction is the best of all the reactions that we got from both slides. It's just the most pureful, joyous, like childlike reaction. And with the fluff of the dress and just everything, I love it. So I was like, no, I have to fix this.
And I know no one else can see the joyful expression because
That's true.
because this couple asked to not have their pictures out on the internet. But trust us, it's a good one.
It's a very joyful laughter.
Yeah. And if any of you are just listening to this episode and have no idea what's happening, don't forget that we will post these pictures on Instagram.
Yes.
And then also you can always watch on the video on Spotify or on YouTube if you're not already doing that. So, all right. Anything else about difficult edits?
No. Please don't ask us to do them.
I know a lot of times people are like, oh, just send it to Retouch or like Retouch Up, I think it's called. And I'm like, but I don't have an account with them. I don't have anything set up with them. So it's hard to just like send out a one. And I know it would be cheaper ultimately, but it feels like it would take more time.
But even with some of these, like I remember a Voto now, trying to change a backdrop would have been a huge edit. And now between Lightroom and a Voto, done.
Yep.
You know what's a crazy one in a Voto is glass glare. That blows my mind because that was a very difficult one.
Do you know how nice it is to be doing headshots and be like, oh, don't worry about your glasses. It's fine.
I had a headshot at Disney recently where, and Disney doesn't allow AI yet in their stuff because they're not,
Well, because a lot of the AI editing, you're essentially agreeing for them to like use your images and we can't, Disney can't do that with IP issues and stuff.
So I had to actually remove a tiny bit of glass glare that I couldn't get out in camera. Like his glasses were so thick and round.
That's how my glasses are. These just, they don't have a good coating on them. So it doesn't matter what angle you put the light at.
I don't care how far you put them down your nose, how tall I put the light at.
Yeah.
And I had to manually take out.
Like a peasant.
Yes. When I'm used to going, make glass good now.
Yeah. The glasses glare, and that slider alone makes a Voto feel like it's worth it for me. And then also the stray hairs. Yeah. It does a really good job with stray hairs. Not on, you don't need it on a general shoot, but for a headshot specifically.
Do you remember when we used to go in there and like clone them out little by little, but try to make it look natural at the same time?
Yeah, you couldn't just like turn it into helmet head. You had to like.
So hard.
Yeah.
So bad. And same with the backdrop too, is like when you would change backdrops, it would get rid of all flyaways, which then makes it look unnatural. Place like a Voto where it like, I kept it all for you. Don't worry about it.
The wild thing with background changing in a Voto is you can tell it to like let's say you have a floor length shot. You can tell it to keep the shadows.
Yeah.
Or I guess you don't even need that for floor length.
I know what you're saying, but
but like you could even tell it to change the background but keep the original shadows, and you can adjust the opacity of the original shadows.
This episode sponsored by a Voto.
Wild. Okay. Well.
And Photoshop.
So what'd you shoot this week?
Obviously I'm back now, but I went to Chicago with our friend Dean, who's been on the podcast. As you know, he does his...
The The project.
The Project, which is his cosplay photography. So he has recently, the same people that run MegaCon also run what's called Fan Expo in Chicago. They have a few others.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So we went to Chicago and did the same thing. So I'm part of the team. So bunch of people flew, but I was on the drive team.
Ooh.
So we drove from Orlando to Chicago in about 20 hours.
Okay.
On the way there, we did stop at a hotel. On the way back, we did not stop. But we were there, and it's a shorter than MegaCon, so we got there Thursday, and it was just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
But same spot we were in before, huge booth. You know, we could do 3 studios. We had 2 set up, but we could have done 3.
Oh, nice.
We had a giant booth. And we were up, because I keep stats, we were up from last year. And last year, it was kind of a proof of concept that it would work without any kind of marketing. And we broke even last year. Well, this year, we were up somewhere around 48% in terms of sales, volume,
Nice.
everything. So it ended up being a pretty successful, not as successful as MegaCon, but you're pretty entrenched in MegaCon.
Right.
But we were busy.
Nice. That's good.
Should've
I know he emailed out like mentioning the other ones he's thinking about trying for 2026 and
Yeah.
who's interested in going to which ones. I already had, despite things being slow, I had like 3 engagement sessions scheduled for that week, and then we had bad weather down here, so I only ended up doing one of them. But
I sing Family Opera on the way here at full volume. And my voice that's why it's so gravelly. Music of the night. Shout out.
cool.
But it was very fun, except for the drive back.
When you're all like tired. Did you
Very
stay there Sunday night and drive Monday?
We did.
Yeah.
And this year we stayed at a hotel. So last year we got an Airbnb, but we were like 30 minutes away. So we'd all have to get up, pack into the cars, drive over. This year we got a hotel that was connected. Like it's across the street.
Nice.
So you could just walk across the street, or you could take a sky bridge if the weather was
if not
bad.
everyone was ready at the same time, you could still move.
Just walking 3 minutes and being in the con was a very nice
That's
thing.
way nicer. Well, I had a nonprofit event. So this group we've photographed before. You photographed it for me the first time they had their breakfast. They call it the Changemakers breakfast.
They liked me better, didn't they?
You know, no one even mentioned you. Not unlike when
It's a lie.
unlike when you do things for the chamber and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, we love Jacob." But yeah, so I got to do it this time, which was really fun. They're just like such lovely people. Oh, crazy story. Okay. So I'm photographing the event, right? Like I'm walking around doing my normal candids while everyone's getting breakfast and networking and things before like the program started. And this woman stops me and she's like, "I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I know you're working, but you look so familiar." And I was like, "Oh, like you kind of look familiar too, but we just meet too many people that we like intensely hone in on for 10 hours and then instantly move on to the next people." So like I don't have the best memory, right? And so she like worked for a particular nonprofit, and I was saying like, "Oh, well, I do a lot of events for these organizations. Are you a part of any of them?" Couldn't figure it out. So then we're going along and things were like, it was like percolating the whole time. Well, come to find out, she interviewed me for a job in 2014.
Okay.
So I was like, let me just check my email. And because I was thinking, since she worked for a nonprofit, I had applied to a ton of nonprofits when I first moved back to Orlando. And so I was like, well, let me just try. So I searched my email for Charlotte, immediately pulled up an email thread from 2014. And I was like, "Hey, did you used to work for this nonprofit? Was this what your last name was back then?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh, yes." So that's how we knew each other. It was the most bizarre.
I thought that story was going to be a lot better.
Hey.
I thought she was like, "And I'm going to grant you a fund to fund your podcast for the next 5 years."
No, but the nonprofit she's currently working for, they're coming up on an anniversary in 2026, and they're going to have like events all year long. So she did take my card. Okay. So that's nice. But yeah, I mean, still wild that she recognized me from one interview 11 years ago.
So it really made a mark on her, huh?
I guess.
Except not to get hired.
Well, I got offered the job, but I didn't take it.
Oh, so she's bitter.
Maybe. It was like, I think the salary was under 40,000, and it was, the organization covered like 5 counties, and you were expected to work like 60 to 70 hours a week because of all the drive time, because you could be driving like 2.5 hours in any direction twice a day.
Yee.
And I was like, I'm doing the math, and I don't think that works out well. And at the time, my car was nearing its, I mean, it was still good, but like, I didn't want to put,
End of life.
that many miles on it all the time for, I think it was like $37,000.
Yikes.
Anyways, so I did that, and then I helped Stephanie with a session at Harry Potter. It was a proposal.
Because I was in Chicago.
Because you were in Chicago. That's the only reason I
That's
get
the only
hired
reason.
for stuff. And I said something to Stephanie about that. She's like, oh, well, yeah, I did ask him first.
And then later on, like next week, I have a shoot. So Stephanie's working with you because I'm not available. The best second in the business, baby.
Yeah, and then, but it was fun because it was a proposal. And so that's just, again, something different. And it was also only one park. So we were
Nice.
only in Islands. So we had the castle. And we were asking the future bride if she was surprised. And she like showed her nails to us, and like there was a ring painted on one of her nails. She's like, no, not really. Then I also had one of the engagement sessions that was initially scheduled for that weekend. The rest all got rained out. But that was for freelance. It's actually your couple. So you're shooting their wedding,
You stole a couple from
but
me?
you were going to be in Chicago. So I had to cover it for you. So
What?
they were nice.
What is this? I forget that.
It was for the company we
Yeah,
freelance for.
I know.
And then also at Disney, we are transitioning to having Sony cameras.
So you finally got to do your
So
training.
yeah, I finally had my like training day it was like 4 hours of sitting down and going through like every button on the camera. There's a lot of custom buttons.
A lot.
And since we all share cameras, we can't change what those custom functions are, and they're not labeled. So we legitimately had to sit there and like learn like, oh, this button on this is for white balance and this one's for, I don't even remember.
They're
already.
all white. They're all white balance.
There's like 5 buttons because then on the vertical grip there's also the buttons.
So much white balance.
We can always change the white
Oh,
balance.
it's just a 55 the whole time.
So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to like shooting with Sony. So far, not loving it.
Okay.
I didn't like the way the autofocus worked, but I think, well, first they wanted us doing it on wide tracking with the AI autofocus, and I was like, no, that is giving the camera way too much control.
Jinx.
Like, I am not letting it pick whichever face it thinks I want. And then I also, like, it just operates differently than using back button focus and the, like, continuous focus and the AI autofocus. Like, it works differently.
It's different, yeah.
And so I
Once
think
you get
have
it,
some
though,
time. Yeah.
It is pretty wild, though, that you can lock on. So every lens, the G lenses have a button that's on the focus ring that you can hit that will turn the actual AI, the lock on of autofocus. So when you hit that button, if it's seeing dawn, I can move my camera anywhere and it'll stay on dawn.
I am interested to use that for, like, coming down the aisle. So,
Yeah.
like, right now on our Fujis, I don't use AI autofocus.
No.
Or, yeah, for, like, face eye detection. I don't use that for people coming down the aisle because I don't want to chance it suddenly picking a guest.
Correct.
Instead of the people coming down the aisle. So I am interested in using it for that because I think that could be really cool.
Did you play around, though, when you have it locked in, though, and you just hit the scroller buttons left or right?
Yes.
It's pretty wild, though.
Yeah.
So if you have a group of 5 people and I focus on dawn and lock it in, then I can use the arrow buttons or whatever it is,
To, like, hop to the
so
next.
then it'll just hop to the next person.
Yeah.
And then it'll stay on them. No matter, even if I point it dawn, it'll stay on that person.
Yeah, so you had more time to play with it because you've done an entire event with
I
it
shot a wedding with it.
in addition to the training session. But for us, like when I was doing the training session, all of our practice time was just with one person.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to play as much. Like, I was just playing while the instructors were talking, and I was like holding the camera up and not paying attention and like playing with the autofocus, or the face eye detection. So that was my week.
Yeah. And I went to Chicago.
The end.
The end.
All right. So what are we going to talk about today in our not photography?
Well, by the time this comes out, though, it'll probably be late. But as of recording, the Magic Kingdom is going through some changes. It's going through some puberty, menopause, really. It's old enough. There've been a lot of changes announced for Magic Kingdom.
Flashes.
Yeah, kind of. It's made some mistakes, but I like where it's going. So, let's discuss all the things that have happened or are coming to Magic Kingdom in the next 6 years, because it'll take them forever to finish it.
Okay, so I only know about one because my sister has been in town, so I haven't been paying attention. But I did see something that I'm very excited about.
Say it.
And that it's the castle colors are switching back.
OG
to what they
Castle,
used to be.
which both big fans of.
Super big fans, because I never liked the pink and royal blue or purple blue or
With
whatever.
gold.
With the gold, the rose gold. I never liked it. There's literally there's like a 4-minute window each day
Where it looks good.
where it looks good.
And the guests will never see that window because it's when we shoot bridal portraits at 7:25 in the morning.
Yeah, it's like literally the 4 minutes before the sun
Rises.
comes up above the horizon. And it looks beautiful because it looks like it kind of blends into like the cotton candy sunrise sky. It's nice and soft. But
the minute that harsh sun like hits the shadows of it, it's real bad.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. So I'm excited that it's changing back to the like creams, grays, blues.
With some gold.
Yeah, it said there was still
They're
some
so
gold.
like they'll put the turrets of gold and
the little flags on
Yeah.
the top are always gold, yeah.
but lots of blues and
Yeah.
whites, the way it should be.
The way it is in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be lighter there. Tokyo uses a dark tan for their bricks.
Oh.
It's a more darker like the physical bricks. It's more of a tan with the blue. I think ours is going to go more to the white.
Okay.
But it'll be
Still.
shades of.
Yeah.
Now, what is going to be an issue, though, is for some of us that shoot Magic Kingdom sessions.
Yes.
We haven't had to deal with this in a long time.
This is like the second half of my reaction. My first half was like, woohoo! And then the second half was, we're going to have cranes up forever painting this.
And the last time they painted it was during the pandemic when the parks were closed. So they painted it in like 2.5 days. Now it's going to take them 6 months
Yeah.
of cranes and lifts and
So what they do is they're
speaking of hard photoshops.
right. That's literally what I learned Photoshop for was stupid cranes in our pictures. Because sometimes they're up, like they're working all night, right? Like they're working overnight on a lot of it. And so sometimes the crane has already been lowered by the time we're doing our photos. But a lot of times they're still finishing up because we're there so early.
Honestly, they may drain the moat and just put them there during the day. Remember, they were doing it during the day.
Yep.
Last even like touch-ups. So when they removed the 50th, remember when they removed the 50th stuff on it and they kind of had to repaint because it ripped off the walls? They were doing that during just park hours. They didn't care.
As much as I miss the icicle lights that they used to do at Christmas.
Bring them back.
I mean, I really, really, really miss it. I don't miss all of the repair work they would have to do every spring after they took them back off.
It was a month of putting them on and then another month and a half of them taking them
at
off.
least.
Yeah.
Taking them off and fixing
And then
everything.
repainting everything because it tore it up.
Yeah.
I feel like they could just embed them at this point. They
Yeah.
could have, especially when the parks were closed. If you had just put them embedded in there, what do we know?
All right, so you're going to have to share about the rest of it because I don't know.
So I feel like, obviously we know about Tom Sawyer Island. I mean, at this point, it's already drained. They're already taken out the track. So it's gone. The Rivers of America are gone, which I think is a mistake. Just because I'm kind of tired of Disney World always being, we have the blessing of size. So what are we going to do? Rip out stuff that's already there instead of expanding.
Yeah. Expanding into the empty forest next to the park.
Which Villain's Land is. But yeah. So I feel like that got a lot of blowback. So it feels like they're now saying, well, okay, original castle. And you didn't hear, but they also announced that Carousel Progress is going to be completely redone.
Okay, so what is the redo going to consist of? Because I saw a headline, but it was a speculative
No, it's real.
headline, so I didn't know.
The one thing that it made it sound like is that it is still running from 1971 technology, like the actual turntable. It sounds like they're going to rip it out and rebuild it to a more technological standard of today. Because I feel like it does take a lot of maintenance to keep that thing moving when they could easily they have so much better technology.
Sure.
So I think that's the main thing, is that they're tearing it out. Probably have to tear the whole thing out, and redo the thing, and then... So then while they do that, though, they're going to redo, sounds like all the scenes. They're going to bring up to a more, it ends in like 2001. But they said they're still going to follow the story of the family through the ages.
Okay.
So they're going to keep that. But if you remember the very first, when you walked in, there was a curtain, and you would just hear a spiel, right? And then you would move. Well, that sounds like they're going to get rid of that curtain, and there's going to be a Walt Disney animatronic.
Okay, so that is true. Okay.
And he's going to introduce you to the Carousel Progress. So it sounds like you'll start there. Maybe the curtains rise up. Walt Disney animatronic probably explains what the Carousel Progress is. And then you go to the first scene, second scene, third scene, and then you end back at the curtains, and he probably will say bye-bye or something. I don't know. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I know that the Disneyland animatronic was met with it's very cool, and the whole show is cool, but the face of the animatronic, I've heard some mixed reviews. It doesn't really look like him. The artwork on ours look very good, and my guess is they're building this one, and then Disneyland is going to give them some money and be like, hey, we don't have enough money to like redo the face, but once you do yours, we're then going to take it and your design and then fix ours.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah, that happens a lot. To spread out money. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm cautious, but the fact that they're not getting rid of, Carousel Progress can easily be like, just get rid of it. Doesn't draw people. It's probably expensive to maintain. But I feel like they're trying to buy some goodwill.
By keeping the classics. Or getting back to some classics.
Painting the castle back. Keeping Carousel of Progress.
Okay.
And then, of course, like we know, Buzz Lightyear is currently under refurb. And they're redoing the vehicles. I've heard that the vehicles, they'll be removable, like Disneyland.
The blasters.
Yeah. And I've heard that they're actually going to be on the entire time. So you won't even need to, like, push the button.
Okay.
Which, ours was great because you could hold the button down. If you've ever been to Disneyland's or Tokyo's, you have to constantly press it. And boy, does your fingers get real tired. But I've heard that like they'll just stay on and you can just focus on.
Have you ever done web slingers?
Yeah.
That like kills my arms.
I was a 15-year-old boy. That's easy.
Anyways, anything else?
Obviously, we know about the Cars Land, the Cars Ride, which, whatever. But I am looking forward to Villains Land, though.
Yeah.
That will be it'll be something unique to Magic Kingdom, which is great. So no other parks will have it, at least at this point. I hope they get the budget that it deserves, because it needs to be Galaxy's Edge level of huge.
Yeah,
So I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, cautiously. I'm heavy on the cautious. I'm not going to get excited.
It needs to be scary. It can't be like...
That's what I don't think they're going to follow through on. I think it's going to be fluffy.
But if you look at the concept art, it's pretty dark. But Disney is known to not keep to their concept art very well, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Did I miss anything?
Some promising things.
Oh, and Tron is going to be turned into Tron Ares.
Oh, I saw that they're going to do like an overlay.
Which is really just turning the LEDs red.
Right. Which should just be like a remote control.
It is.
Like one button.
That's all it is. But that's pretty cool that like we have that kind of technology where it's like, hey.
And they're going to be playing the 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's just it's just for the movie. So you know who's paying for that?
The movie.
The movie, yes.
Yeah.
Whenever you see something like that, the reason they get to do it is because the movie pays for it, not the parks.
Yeah.
And then once the marketing money goes away, it goes back to the original. So.
I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't ridden Tron since we did our previews, so it'll get me to ride it again.
I've ridden a few times.
try it out.
It's still good.
Yeah, I normally just we never do full days in the parks. We go in for like a couple hours. So
Especially Magic Kingdom. It's the worst.
honestly, we only go to Magic Kingdom when we're meeting other people there, or if there's like something specific happening.
As a local, Magic Kingdom is just the worst to get to.
It is.
It's never worth it. Or no, it's always worth it sometimes when I get there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad I'm here. But then the thought of like getting there, I'd rather just go to Epcot or I can just park and walk in.
Yeah, it's literally like 3 hours of driving, parking, waiting for the tram, taking the tram, walking. Like it's just taking the tram, then waiting for the ferry or the monorail or the. And then you're like, okay, which gamble do I want to take? Do I think the ferry's almost full and I'll get to go right away? Do I think the monorail's going to break down? Like, which way?
And it's all hot no matter what. Monorail's hot, ferry's hot.
I know. My friends, when they would come visit, they would like make a lunch reservation at the Grand or the Contemporary, and then you used to be able to park at those hotels any time of day if you had those reservations. So they would park there in the morning, walk to Magic Kingdom, and then walk to the hotel for their lunch reservation, and then hop to another park. But now, at least their last visit, you could only park 2 hours before your reservation.
Yeah, they've
so it totally jacked up their whole system.
You know when our IDs used to work at the wedding pavilion? Now you have to like show them and they open the gate. But
Mine still works.
Yours still works? I used to park there all the time.
Clever boy.
Scan it in, go park at the wedding pavilion. Someone asks you, I'm here for a wedding. No one's going to know.
Clever boy.
You still have to walk to the Grand, so it's still not like...
Yeah, it's still a pain, but a little less of a pain.
Then go upstairs, still wait for a monorail. The resort monorail is longer, and so...
More temperamental.
But hey.
There was one other update. I can't remember. It's fine. Okay, editing Dawn back one more time. I do remember now what I was going to ask about, and it was going to be the new pirate-themed bar at Magic Kingdom, because I've only heard one person talk about it, hadn't really heard anything else, and was curious what Jacob knew about it. So, that's all.
Good stuff. That's how we're going to end it.
Yeah, okay.
See you at Magic Kingdom.
Great. Okay, well, bye.